Hey guys, this is Neon Nezzy, back again with another Destiny Nights video, and today we have an update for the global server. Not so much excitement for us on the Asia and Korea server, but still something to be excited for people on the global server. So before we get into it, let me just give my take, because with any company, any gaming company, when they do updates and such, they can't give out any information, right? It's all confidential. People sign contracts and everything, so I completely understand. So this is just my speculation on why I think the global server is a little bit behind. I think that Netmarble right now with Destiny, they're planning some really big updates in the months to come, and they're going to be releasing content probably at the speed that a free-to-play player can catch up with every bi-weekly update, just so that people in the global server, just so that people on the global server don't lose interest in the game. People on the Asia server, we've already had a bunch of updates, and they're continuing to bring us out some pretty cool updates. The last one we got was with Hakasha. Today, the global server, they get CESAR. So anyway, that's just my take on it. I'm not sure, but now let's get back into it. So things that are happening this update for the global server is that they get CESAR. They get a new nightmare difficulty level mode in the adventure mode, which is Medina Faction. Then they have improvements in tutorials. There's a new package. It's the same package that you get every now and then for like the seasonal changes. I would say it's worth it if you are early or mid game. Late game, I would argue that like a ×10 summon for 3,500 rubies is more valuable to us, simply because we already have majority of the units. So it's more like how many times can we summon rather than having a guaranteed natural 5-star. But if you guys are earlier mid game, you guys don't have a lot, so that reduces your chances of having dupes. The new package, it has 5,000 crystals, 500,000 gold, 1 guaranteed natural hero 5-star, and 2 skilled dragoons. So I would say it's worth it if you're earlier mid game. It's actually a huge discount if you think about it. Then we have some special arena hero changes. We have the Descended dungeon schedule, which they have released, and they fixed some bugs. So if you guys want to follow along with me, the link is in the description down below. Go ahead, check it out. But let's, for now, get into the king right here. Rock CESAR. Possibly, and I'm not kidding, one of the best units in the game. First skill, Royal Road. Burning and decreasing the target's defense. Skills off of attack, so immediately you guys know he's going to be good on either bravery or concentration. This skill starts off with a 7% chance to burn for 7.5 seconds and a 7% chance to decrease the defense by 50% for 8 seconds. The animation on this skill and on the similar skill on his brother Paper CESAR is unlike any other in the game. At max skill, this will go down to a cooldown of 34 seconds. Chance to burn will increase to 9%, as will the chance to break the defense, and the duration will be 12.5 seconds and 12 seconds respectively. This whole circle around him that burns and breaks defense lasts around him for 8 seconds, and I would suggest people build up or level up skill 1 all the way to level 5, and then move on to leveling up skill 2 all the way to level 5. Skill 2 is Imperial Lore. Breakpoint of 2 at level 3. This goes up to a breakpoint of 3, and at level 5 you guys get the Spotlight landing for 9 additional seconds. This move also has a potential to break attack, so you guys take less damage, and potential to stun the opponent. 60% chance to stun for 4 whole seconds. That's pretty broken if you ask me. 60% chance to decrease the target's attack by 65% for 12 whole seconds, and you spotlight them for 9 seconds. So you make them less deadly, and you make all of your allies more deadly towards them, because what spotlight does is that it'll increase critical rate and critical damage. And right here, as you can see at level 5, increase the landing critical hit by 20%, and then increases critical rate by 60%. Let's look at skill 1 again. It has burn. This is why this unit is so good. he can help you out currently in the game in 3 major scenarios where rewards are so very rewarding. All right? I couldn't think of a better word. I'm sorry. I had to use that sentence. But basically, the first dungeon boss, or the first faction boss, Destro for Silva's faction, is weak to burn. The chance of him landing this burn is absolutely insane. Then, he also decreases the defense, so you can maximize the damage that you deal onto the boss. Not only that, he will spotlight the boss, so that your team is now dealing more critical hits, which means more critical damage. Overall means more damage. And you know that big move that the Destro boss does? He jumps up, kind of does a body slam. That slam will generally start killing people's teams after about a minute and a half remaining, just because the boss gets stronger and stronger. This team, with the attack break, will actually help you survive one of those hits if it doesn't crit, which is a huge game changer, guys. Leader skill is increase the disable duration of rock heroes by 20%. Pretty good for arena, but not a lot of people use him in arena. I would never put him in the striker position. I can show you guys how I build mine in a bit. I built him on, I think, a combination of bravery and concentration, and this is the substats ranking for him. First of all, get skill cooldown reduction. Second of all, get status activation. After you have maximized those 2 stats, then progress on to get either attack or critical rate, whichever you guys want. I would prefer to get critical rate and then attack, but beggars can be choosers. So that's Rock Caesar. Paper Caesar is good as well, but not as good. And you'll see him that he's neglected a lot. If you guys get Paper Caesar, don't feel bad. You guys don't have to build him. He is pretty useful, but you guys don't have to build him. I actually summoned 7 Paper Caesars before I summoned my first Rock Caesar. So just on that, I had 7 skill-ups for my Caesar when I summoned him. So first skill is Thunderstorm. Decreases status activation chance of the unit. So it's not very useful because as of right now, there's no scenarios in the game where the opponent landing status activation on you is a big deal. And even if it is, a lot of us counter it via cleanses or immunity shields or debuff reflection shields or invulnerability shields. Never ever will you ever see anybody bring in somebody to reduce status activation of the opponent so that they don't land their debuffs onto you. Alright, it's not going to happen. Cool thing though about this skill is that you do remove 1 buff and you have a 100% chance to remove a target shield. At max skill, that will be removing 2 buffs and 100% chance to remove the target shield. Don't be fooled though. That 100% chance isn't always true. It still needs to go through the resistance check, so it's not 100% per se. You guys would still want status activation on him because that does affect how likely the status activation chance that debuff being landed on the opponent, that it increases the likeliness of that and also increases the likelihood that you will remove a buff and a shield. Then we have Royal Road. This is basically like Rock Caesar's skill 1. Only difference is that instead of reducing defense, you will actually increase the damage that you and your allies deal. And when it comes to the debuff, instead of burn, you have shock. At max level, this will go down to 34 seconds cooldown, 9% chance to shock. You deal moderate damage, and you have an increase in the damage you and your allies deal by 50% for 15 seconds. Honestly, he's not a bad unit, but there's just, as of this time, not a lot of places where you can use him. You can use him in Carol's Trials, yes, to land the shock debuff. It's very reliable. I actually used him until I got my Rock Caesar in Carol's Trials. He's highly effective. I would build him again on anything of either bravery or concentration. You guys can go either one or a combination of both. Maximize, just like his brother. Skill cooldowns. status activation, and then either attack or critical rate. If it were up to me, again, I would go skill cooldown, status activation, critical rate, and then attack. Leader skill increases the attack of Medina Faction users by 15%, and striker skill, he's actually not a bad striker when it comes to arena, because he'll come in, he'll remove 2 buffs and the target shield, and it's at a 5,000 striker point, so that's actually a fairly quick striker skill that you guys have, especially for a 5-star. That's really good. So if you guys are running into teams that have a lot of buffs or shields, he is an ideal stripper. So let's go overhead to heroes, and let's take a look at I can't show you guys my paper Caesar, but I did tell you guys how to build him. Let's show you guys my rock Caesar. My paper Caesar, yeah, he has nothing on him right now. He's not that great. I'm trying to find my rock Caesar though. Let me just sort this out. There we go. So this right here is my rock Caesar. As you guys can see, he's on a combination of concentration, bravery, orbs, and precision and grit crest. He has 50% skill cooldown reduction and 29% status activation. Honestly, I would like him to be at a higher skill cooldown reduction while maintaining at least 25% status activation, but this works pretty well too. In my next video, I'll show you guys how I use him to get some pretty high scores in Destro, and hopefully with RNG, we'll get pretty far in our second video featuring Carol's Trials. So this is just how I built him. Here are his orbs. And here are his crests. So next up is that you guys have Medina Faction you guys have Medina Faction in Nightmare, right? If you guys want Medina Faction is arguably the hardest faction boss to beat, and if you guys have problems, let me know. I'll help you I'll help guide you guys through the process of making a auto team for the boss. If you guys want to see my auto team, this is basically it. You guys don't have Hakasha though, but yeah, let me just do a quick run right here. This team works great because Hakasha and Elki can both break, so the boss is broken, and then Elki has the heals, Hakasha has some of the crowd control and the damage with Elki, and then Benito just has his raw damage. Benito needs to activate that second skill a lot faster. Hello. Striker position, we get some critical rate. And boom, we're done with that. Here comes the boss. The boss just deals massive damage, so I take care of that by having a high enough damage output that I get. The first skill doesn't do much. It's the second skill that really gets to you. So I just take care of it by having enough damage that I kill the boss before he manages to hit me with that second skill, which he did hit me with, but we survived. Holy cow, that was close. That was what, 1 minute and 3 seconds? Yep. All right. That's not the best. Not the best show. Not my safest team. Definitely not my safest team. Okay. Next thing is that you guys have some improvements to tutorial. I just never went to the tutorial, so honestly, I couldn't tell you guys what changes they made. If you guys scroll down, you guys will now notice that for required heroes for the special arena, it used to be Natalia and Tasia. Now they have Benito and Elki. So you guys have that to look forward to, because Natalia and Tasia, they really are a little bit outdated when it comes to arena. Like, they're not really that good anymore. Then you guys have there's a schedule for 4-star descended dungeons. Tells you guys how much fragments you guys can get, how much time you guys have. So you guys have 5 minutes or 300 seconds. Resurrection limit count is at 10 minutes. You can clear it once a day, and there are 2 different stages, right? There's hard and hell for both the Luna and the Griffin dungeons. At hard, you will be receiving 5 fragments, and at hell, you'll be receiving 8 fragments. Then there's the Tyler and near it, so it's the same thing, just goes on to list on the schedules, basically. Then when it comes to other bug fixes, I never noticed this, but apparently Tower of Promises 79 floor boss it said that the boss's name was Tantan, and then the boss's HP was displayed with the same as the hero's HP. So they changed that. They made a bunch of changes just to floor 79. Apparently there were a lot of bugs with it, but apparently even the boss's break gauge was invisible. Who knew? Before we end the video, let me just go ahead and show you how I do Tower of Promises. Somebody had a question on floor 61. What I do is I just bring in raw damage. So let me use units that you guys have. Who do you guys have? You guys have Benito. You guys have Arcana. And you guys have Carlota, right? I'm a little bit afraid to bring this team. Oh, I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. So I'm just going to try and break down floor 61. I can't remember what happens in it, but let me just slow it down. Remove the auto skill. Alright, so right off the bat, we have some units. They hit rather hard. Wow. Alright, we need to start healing. Okay. I'm guessing those fireballs would have burned me if I had touched them. We're gonna go ahead and try to take care of this thing with our Elky. I'm guessing the problem that you're having is with this guy, right? Just because of the fact that he can heal. To counter heals, you can either bring in enough damage to take the unit out before they can start healing. The other two ways are to try and land recovery ban. Several units do is just go through your monster box, try and pick out a unit that has recovery ban. The best way to counter them is honestly to bring in units with breaks, because right before they heal and stuff, or even once they heal, somewhere in their I don't know what to say, in their pattern of attacking or moving around, they're going to activate a break circle. And if you can break the unit when it's doing the break circle, it's basically stunned for a decent amount of time. It takes increased damage, and you guys just have a higher chance of killing that unit that's being so pesky. Let me just show you guys how I do Tower of Promises floor 80. I don't even know what units to bring in, but let's say I bring in a damage dealer. Let's not bring in Carlota. I feel like that's rather unfair. Let's not bring in Elky either. Let's bring in Paper Sierra. Let's put Rock if I can. Hello. Oh, I can't change it. I mean, this is what a team would supposedly look like. Or you just have... How I deal with floor 80 is just through sheer damage. Just through absolute sheer damage. So... I need someone to nuke things down. I think Bean should be able to take care of it, though. I think so. Let's hope so. Yeah, normally I just bring in Jun or Hakasha, but the global server doesn't have Jun and Hakasha, do they? So right here, we're just trying to take them down. It's rather slow, but eventually you do manage to take them down. I'm gonna have to heal right here. I didn't want to, but we kind of just had to. Wow. Wow, okay. Okay, it does do a lot of damage, doesn't it? You know what? I bet I can make a team that uses like a few 4-stars on this, but I'm going to have to move a few orbs and crests around, so that's going to take some time. But anyway, my next video, I'm going to talk about CESAR, and then if you guys are having trouble with TOP80, let me know and I'll help you guys put together a team, a very generic team. Hopefully it'll be generic. If you guys are debating on whether to summon Rock CESAR or not, I would say that he's definitely worth it. Definitely helps you achieve better scores and faster runs when it comes to Carlota, and better scores when it comes to both I keep saying dungeon bosses, both faction bosses, Destro and Wyvernesh. Hopefully this video has been helpful. I hope things are going well for everybody on the global server, and hopefully in time the developers will bring out something for us on the Asia server. My game they need to fix the internet too, like a little bit. The connection's kind of iffy at times. But anyway, that being said, I'm still very happy with the game. It's keeping me fairly interested and occupied, so that's always good. If you guys have any questions, comments, or requests, let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys have any place where you guys are having trouble clearing, let me know what you need to have, and I'll try to clear them on video with those units. What else? Nope, that's it. Hope you guys are having a wonderful week. If you guys like my content, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And until the next time, guys, Neon out.